Good morning all of you. Now we will start our next topic, shielding effect. So shielding effect is somewhat related to the electron, or we can say the electron density. So consider your proton, that is H plus, having one electron in their electric shell or outer shell. So any moving electron body generate a magnetic field. So consider this is a proton which is shown in red color and the electron which is shown in yellow color, and this moving electron generate a magnetic field which is shown in green color, and the direction of this magnetic field is like this, means it is outward from the center of proton. And then again come back to the proton, so we can say it is a one directional magnetic field. And when we apply a external magnetic field which is represented in an orange arrow, which is known as a B0. So the magnetic field which is generated by the electron, that is the induced magnetic field which is shown in green color, and external magnetic field which we are going to apply to this proton which is shown in a yellow color, that is indicated by B0. So it is observed that in this condition, here here we can say the induced magnetic field, that is in green color, is in downward direction here, like this, and the external magnetic field which is we are going to apply, it is in upward direction, like this. So we can say when we apply a certain magnetic field, consider 1.41 Tesla, then this magnetic field is moved in this direction, that is in upward direction, and the induced magnetic field which is generated by this electron, it is in downward direction. So like this is the induced magnetic field which is in green, and apply magnetic field which is in yellow color. So we can say the induced magnetic field which is generated by a moving electron, it cancel the effect, or you can say the nullify the effect of external magnetic field. So ultimately, if the external magnetic field having a power like 1.41 Tesla, but due to the opposite direction of induced magnetic field, it nullify the effect of external magnetic field, and the effect of external magnetic field, you can say experienced by this proton, is somewhat less than it appear. Means if you apply 1.41 Tesla of external magnetic field, here the opposite direction magnetic field cancel the sum of this magnetic field, and the intensity which is here is not the intensity which is the magnetic field reaches here. Here some amount of a magnetic field get cancelled due to the opposite direction, and some amount of only magnetic field, that is external magnetic field, from here reaches to the proton. So there is a difference of the magnetic field experienced by this proton and the magnetic field which is there here. So ultimately, if we want to this proton come in a resonance, we should apply a more magnetic field uh, from this 1.4 Tesla, means somewhat addition to the power of magnetic field for this cancellation effect. So if we add some amount of you can say some amount of Tesla here, and then we apply a magnetic field, so we can say if we add some amount, that is x, that x amount of magnetic field get cancelled over here due to the opposite direction, and 1.41 Tesla magnetic field is reaches here. So ultimately we can say this electron which is moving around a proton on creating this field, which field this induced magnetic field cancelled your external magnetic field. So we can say your electron is protect your proton, or you can say shielded that proton. So the shielding means you can say the protecting. So shielding effect is a protecting effect which is shown by your sigma electron only. Your pi electron not always shows the shielding effect, but the sigma electron. So what is sigma electron? If your carbon and hydrogen bond is there, which is a single sigma bond, and the electron which is shared in the formation bond is your sigma electron. So that sigma electron will generate a shielding effect. How? This is like this. But in case of this, your induced magnetic field and external magnetic field is opposite direction, therefore it nullify and protect your proton, therefore it is called as a shielding effect. Consider this direction is exactly opposite, means your this green color arrow direction which is in downward direction, if the direction is upward and you also apply a magnetic field in upward direction, then the both direction, that is induced magnetic field and external magnetic field, both direction, if it is parallel or you can say similar, both are upward or both are downward, then you can say it is a de-shielding effect. How? If the direction of this, consider we apply 1.41 Tesla magnetic field here and your induced magnetic field is also in same direction, so it is not nullify or cancel your this magnetic field, ultimately it shows the synergic effect only, because you apply your external magnetic field and the internal magnetic field is also same direction, so ultimately your external and internal magnetic field both are in same direction, give the synergistic effect and more amount of a magnetic field will be experienced by your proton, and ultimately it will give the good signal, or you can say your proton is de-shielded, means de-protected due to the synergistic effect of both. But if your induced magnetic field cancel the external magnetic field, ultimately it will protect your proton and shows the shielding effect. So consider this is your shielding effect. So how the external group which attached to your proton will affect the shielding or de-shielding effect of your compound, or you can say the proton. So consider this is your carbon and hydrogen bond which is shared by sigma electron or sigma bond is there, and G is some other group which is attached to the carbon. So consider your G is a electron withdrawing. So electron withdrawing means we can say that it is a halides or the agent which withdraw the electron towards itself due to the electronegativity difference. So consider your chlorine, bromine, iodine, fluorine. So it is a high in electronegativity, so ultimately it pull all the electron towards itself, means this is your G is a electron withdrawing compound, so ultimately the electron which is present in your CH, that is sigma electron, is pulled towards the G because of high electronegativity, and ultimately shielding is decreases because the electron which is present here shield or protect your proton, but the addition of this G group, it pull all the electron which is here, means this electron get pulled towards the G, so ultimately here the deficiency of electron is observed. As the electron get the amount of electron get decreases, this induced magnetic field power is also decreases, which is not able to nullify your external magnetic field, so ultimately shielding get decreases and de-shielding get increases. Next is your electron releasing group. So consider your G is electron withdrawing, then it withdraw all the electron towards itself. In electron releasing case, your G is release electron towards your carbon. So ultimately the electron density towards the CH, that is sigma electron or sigma bond, electron density get increases because it releases the electron towards the CH. So ultimately electron density increases, the induced magnetic field which is generated by electron is also high, and it more protect towards protein, so towards the proton, and shows the more shielding effect. Next is the van der Waals de-shielding. Due to the electrostatic repulsion, electron density towards the proton decreases. So consider the van der Waals effect, that is this is a carbon and this is a hydrogen, and consider your carbon is attached to three another bulkier group, and which is shows the electrostatic repulsion between these three, 1, 2 and 3. Due to the electrostatic repulsion, the electron present over here will pull towards the electrostatic repulsion here, and the electron density across this bond is decreases due to the presence of this bulkier group, and as the electron density decreases, it causes a de-shielding effect. Thank you.